Shalom, shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I'd like to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Chakadash, Bakathum. Double honor to my apostles, great millstone, salutations to the occupant of the four corners of the earth, who's pushing his truth, in all sincerity, love, diligence, respect, fear, and trembling. This is our Tazawan coming back with another tribute for the knowledge, for the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father, okay? The word ignorantly calls God or the Most High. All right. Even some people say Yahweh, but that's not his true name. His true name is Yahweh. Okay, and Yahweh means He is or He to be. Okay, and the only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Okay, or some people use the wrong Hebrew translation. They say Yeshua, but his Hebrew name, his true Hebrew name, is Yahushai, and his name means He delivers or He saves. Okay, and you're gonna need those names in the end times. We are in the last days that the scriptures spoke about. Okay, you're gonna need the protection from Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Okay. Like the precept says, oh shit, Shalakia, Jake a little tired. I ain't been asleep. Like 5 o'clock right now. I got off at 10:30 in the morning, and Jake just be pushing and shit. But I was trying to conjure up something to speak about through the spirit. I want to pray for the spirit to to give me something. But so what was I saying? The names of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, are the names that you must call upon so you can be saved in these last days, because a lot of evil is about to take place, man. And we've been speaking this for time and time again, begin with our apostles, great millstone. All right, it's the same message, man. The same message. So I prayed to the Lord, asking, what should I speak about, and it landed on an oldie but goodie precept, I like to call it, and that's Proverbs, the 1st chapter and the 20th verse. And this is one of the precepts that I grew up on, and a lot of brothers grew up on. This would be the beginning precept when you first have your intro. Man, you go to all the old videos, and a lot of brothers from state to state would always begin with this precept, man. And I'm kind of smiling because, man, Thwadi Yahweh Shemel Shai, because if we are those prophets, and I believe that we are, begin with the Apostle Great Millstone, we've been speaking these things, these prophecies to come to pass, man, and we've been watching them play out. Okay, we see that they have the Fed Now Act, okay, which goes into the digital currency. We see that is going to segue into the mark of the beast. Okay, we see that a lot of all roads lead to the microchip. You see, and when we were out in the highways and byways, just like we are doing it today, prophesying, this precept always came to mind, and it means so much. It means so much right now, okay? Because you had the prophets out there in the highways and byways, and those that disregarded the men of the Lord, they're going to be in a bad case. Well, like the scripture says in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter on down, it speaks about how the people are going to be in a pitiful case. And why would they be in a pitiful case? Because they didn't pay attention to the prophets. Now, the prophets was on the highways and byways, day in and day out, giving you the wisdom and knowledge of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, letting the world know, beginning with the world of Israel, that great danger is about to happen. You see, hell is about to take place, because when they take out this dollar and it becomes cashless society, well, before it becomes cashless, we're going to go through something called hyperinflation, and when hyperinflation takes place, that's going to be something where there's going to be chaos. Okay, there's going to be a lot of misery. A lot of people are going to try to do what they can to get by, because if you have family, if you have a household of multiple children, so to speak, you're gonna want them to eat. You know, so you're gonna do what you can to feed them. But if it's hyperinflation, it's going to be hard, because within the hyperinflation, we are in what is known as a stagnation, which is a low economic, a slow economic economy. Okay, and what that does is there's unemployment. You know, so there's a lot of things happening right now where the people is about to start bugging out, and the Lord is finna release Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man. You know. He's finna show his horns, man. Okay? He's finna show his horns. Remember that Klaus Schwab guy, all right, the head of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, he said that it's gonna get ugly, man. It's gonna be famines, okay? It's gonna be, we're coming in a time of civil unrest. And the thing is, the prophets was on the corners telling you these things, man. Okay? We've been telling you this. Beginning with the Apostles' Great Millstone, been warning you that the evil days are coming. There's no future for America, aka Babylon. You see, we warned. So now, what's going to take place is those that did not take heed to that message, the Lord is going to jack their ass up, man. You know. So if you don't believe now, you may not be. If you don't believe now, the door may be closed for you. You see, because soon enough, the Lord is going to have the prophet's tongue cleave into the. He's going to have the prophet's mouth cleave into the roof of their tongue, roughly paraphrasing it. Meaning, aka, there's going to be a famine of the word. So now you're going to be in a case where you're not going to hear this message to solidify your faith. Okay? But I talked enough. Let's get to this oldie but goodie. This is Proverbs, the 1st chapter, the 20th verse. And it says, wisdom cried without. She uttered her voice in the street. And what is that wisdom? That wisdom that's uttering her voice in the street is the prophets. Because we're coming from the wisdom of the Bible. And ultimately we're speaking about the evil that hell is about to come. Jeremiah 28:8, the prophet before thee of old time prophesied both against many countries, kingdoms of evil, great war, evil, and pestilence. You see? We're in the brink of World War III. So when there's World War III, all right, and any time where there's going to be a big war, what happens is the citizens, all right, or the civilians, so to speak, they suffer. Okay? Because they're going to have to take all the money and pay attention to this war. They gotta take out all the money and pay attention to this war where the people are going to be starving out here. Okay? So evil meaning bad times. See? People are going to have to figure out how they're going to feed their families. Okay? So the wisdom is the men of the Lord coming in the stead of Yahushua. Wisdom cried without. She uttered her voice in the streets. She cried in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city, she uttered her words, saying. So this is talking about the prophets. We're at the gates. Now, the gates, all right, is the entry to a city. So the prophets is always at the gates to let you know what's going to befall a place. You see? You come in here, hey, this is it's going to be, it's dangerous this way. We're telling you, we're giving you a warning. You know, the watchmen, you see? The watchmen are at the high towers so they can see for the enemy invasion, okay? In fact, when you go into Numbers, the 10th chapter, it tells you on the different horns, all right? The different horns and alarms that the children of Israel must pay attention to, you know, so they can know on how to assemble. Well, we're that horn. Cry out loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet. You see, we're that trumpet, okay? And quite frankly, Israel is not taking heed to that trumpet, because when you hear that trumpet, it's supposed to be fear. I believe in Numbers it says blowing the horn with the trumpet, and that signifies that there's going to be an enemy. So when you blow the horn with the trumpet, you know, the Lord would protect you from your enemies. And the enemy that's going to come and try to invade is Esau Edom, which is the so-called white man. And he's going to come in the form of martial law. You see? Because it's going to be chaos in the streets. So guess what? He's going to have to get shit together. But that's all through his, that's a part of his plan. Order ab chaos. You see? They're going to break down American society Okay? And then they're going to bring in their order. But within their order is going to come with force. And that force is going to be martial law. The force is going to be troops. You see? To issue in the charagma. Okay? So when you look on the news today, that's all you hear about. You hear about this subdermal implant that's going to go into your skin. You see? You hear about buying and selling through devices. You see? The CBDC, the central banking digital currency, where they're going to control everything. That's coming. And we're at the threshold. You know? The threshold is right in the beginning of the door. Before you walk into a door, there's something called the threshold. All right? So the prophecies is right at the threshold for things to crack. You see? And Jake is still in Folly Land. Jake is still in La La Land, man. So guess what? Good fucking riddance. Because a lot of niggas gotta die because you walk past the prophets that was on the highways, man. All right? You walk past the prophets, you mocked, you scorned, you laughed, you tried to fight, you tried to kill. See, there was times when brothers had to defend themselves. You know, the apostle elders, they can give you stories on where they had to defend themselves in certain situations, prophesying. Okay? A lot of brothers, man. You know? Seen some brothers who a goddamn bitch, punk motherfucker, shot off shots, man. You know? It was at the ground or whatever. But it was to put fear in the brothers, man. And those brothers are still standing strong to this day. You know? But let's keep going. It says, she cried in the chief place of concourse and the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? You see? How long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? Because Jake is simple as all hell, man. You see? They wanted out of the he that wanted out of the way of understanding wanted remaineth in the congregation of the dead. So you got Jake walking past the truth. That's the symbol of understanding. And they're when they wander out of the way of understanding, they're gonna remain in the congregation of the dead, meaning what? Their mindset. You see? Because the scripture says wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of that time. So the wisdom of the Bible, of the prophecies on what's coming, that's going to keep you stable because you knew what was going to take place. You see? We have a one-up that we can actually spiritually and mentally prepare for the days that's coming because it's all in the Bible. You know? It's all in prophecy. Okay? So it says, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity? Yeah, listening to these false, fake-ass leaders. Okay, that's a form of being in simplicity because you have groups out here that's telling you that the charagma is not the see him. The mark of the beast is not to see him. You got them telling you that's sin. So your mind is going to be far gone to what's going to take place. And when it takes place, you're going to be in a pitiful case. And I didn't try to rhyme. It says, how long, ye simple ones, will you love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scornings, and fools hate knowledge? What knowledge? Because there's a lot of knowledge out here. But what knowledge do fools hate? 2/3 of our nation hate the knowledge of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai.